Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. Wakey, 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 huh? Let's go. I know it's cold. I know it's cold. If I can do it, you can do it. It's beautiful. 55 degrees and sunny. Not a cloud in the sky. It's a gorgeous day. Unfortunately, it was marred last night by another complete inability of our Panthers to even get a stinking point. So, uh, this should be fun. How we doing, Simon? Is it Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. That's right. How can I forget? I don't know what day it is anymore. Yeah, we're doing the Dolphin game this weekend, unfortunately. In fact, that's what I was doing before I went live. I had to record the picks video. But I think no, the power play is okay. Power play is okay. It's just you know the injuries and just the effect of the injuries on the team and having to figure out gonna have to figure out how this team is gonna make it work. They'll get there. They'll get there. I would suspect we've looked the worst that we're gonna look, and they'll eventually get things sorted out to look a little bit better. Hey Frank, how you doing, bud? Yeah, I know it. We're not used to it, are we? Right? Frank, your girl left you. Your bank account is going down faster than the Twin Towers. Your favorite hockey team sucks now. Everything is going up in flame. Frank, come on, man. Now, is the girl leaving you because your bank account is going down faster, or is your bank account going down fast because the girl left you? Which one? Hey, Kazuma. Yeah, I was here earlier too. I didn't even change my shirt. Yeah, scientist wants to know what is it with all these goalies having Vesna level performances every time they play us. We're not getting the normal, we get a lot of our quality chances off the forecheck that we are just not using to our advantage right now. And some guys are pressing. We talked about that a little bit in the 7 a.m. stream. Some guys are pressing. Yep, and Craig's got a good point. They still haven't put a complete game together, offense, defense, and goaltending. So maybe they magically pull a rabbit from Vegas. Maybe. But yeah, they have not put a full one together. We didn't look too bad. I mean, we looked okay, decent against Chicago and Philly, but also some of these teams maybe just a little bit better than we thought, yeah, it was the over today, Kenneth. It was the over today. It would have been the under, but I was recording a Dolphins video before I went live, and I had to run out of the room and get the Panthers hat because I almost started this stream with the Dolphins hat on, and that wouldn't have gone too well. So that cost me a little bit of time. Honey Badger, lots of quality chances last night. Jari was unreal, and that's true. We did have some quality chances last night. Jari definitely played well. That was probably the best we've looked offensively, with the exception of the Ottawa game, which, like I said, let's just throw away the Ottawa game. They were horrible that night. But yeah, Jari, you can't take it away from Jari last night for sure. Yep, missing 4 important players. It happens. We'll be all right. It's a long grind. It's a long season. And main thing is just no more injuries, right? Like you look at last year's run, especially, and the year before, really, we hardly lost any games to injury. I believe last year the 6 defensemen, I don't think anybody even missed a game in the playoffs. I don't think so. Not off the top of my head. I think Reinhardt missed a couple of games. Did Bennett miss? I get that last year and the year before a little bit mixed up sometimes. But obviously for the most part, when we finished the year, everybody was there, and Kachuk was out there, even though he only had one leg and one nut, and we were blessed. Frank says, well, no, my girl still's with me. That's why my bank account is going down. Just kind of manifesting the situation. I see. So you want her to leave? Is this what we're talking about, Frank? One wild and crazy guy says sometimes getting good butt kickings early is best for the team's development. Well, they're figuring out what works. I mean, there's some things that, like last night, like I said earlier, Crosby was bullying Lundell and bullying Rodriguez. There's no fixing that without Barkov. Lundell's not going to suddenly grow 3 inches and gain 30 pounds. And Rodriguez as well. So some of the issues are fixable, and some of them are just, we have the best two-way forward in the game, and you're going to miss that. Honey Badger wants to know, I like how our defense is playing in the D zone. So I'll say basically it's kind of a separate issue, but we haven't been too bad with allowing the breakaways and whatnot. But Petrie and Forsling, and I hate to put those two guys in the same sentence, but they have been getting skated around and walked around on a consistent basis. Now, Forsling, I've never seen him be so stationary. Like, you always see his legs are moving and he's expending energy, but I'm seeing him stop skating a lot more, honestly, than what I'm used to seeing. I think Mikola's doing his thing. He might be trying to do a little bit too much. I think Jones has been fine. Balinskis has been playing defense okay, but clearing the puck has been a disaster. He's been a turnover machine, but last night was okay. Missing Kulikov hurts because Kulikov is such a solid veteran, and he's just always in the right spot. He's just always like Barkov is always the first guy back, right? When you see the opposing team getting ready to run into the zone, there's Barkov. It's just a guarantee. Kulikov is the same way. He is just pretty much always in the right spot to stop things. And so Petrie and Balinskis aren't that kind of player. You know what I mean? So I don't know that there's much we're going to be able to do about it. I got to get Kulikov back, and I think we'd all like an upgrade over Petrie, but if we had the money to do that, we would have done it during the off season. So, with Kulikov, I think we can hide Petrie enough. He's not awful. He just needs to stay back and just stay back. Yeah, the power play seems good. Yeah, I see, Frank. I got you, man. Dietrich's getting chirped at by Red Wings fans at work. Fantastic says, I'm just very disappointed on how the rest of our high-paid players are performing. Where the hell is Bennett, Reinhart, Lundell, and Verhaeghe? No offense. So Lundell is going to focus on defense first. That's and he has to. He absolutely has to, because he's taking Barkov's spot. He has to. Marchand's driving the play there. We need more out of Luosterainen. Reinhart seems to be heating up a little bit. Verhaeghe is moving a little bit better, but that happened last night when coach put Rodriguez with them instead of Bennett. And we talked about that at 7:00 this morning. Kind of feel like Bennett's maybe pressing a little bit. He got paid, right? I think Bennett might just be feeling a little bit of the pressure, maybe thinking he's got to try to do too much. So, Maurice moved him down in the lineup, but Bennett is what he is. He's a prime playoff performer, the same way Verhaeghe is. So getting Tkachuk back is going to be huge. Zach says, I'm not one to complain about goaltending, but the last two against Bob were completely inexcusable goals. I give him credit where it's due, but last night was the first time in a while he worries me. So are you sure I don't know if it's the last two, Zach, because the third one, I think, is what you're talking about, the one where he misplayed the puck in the front, and I agree there. But the last one was on the power play with Crosby all alone in front of the net, on the side of the net. Bob got a piece of it, but that would have been a miraculous save if he had made it. So I don't know if it's the last two. I know for me there was the one, but I can't think of another that really irritated me. Sunshine says, at least we're not the Lightning. Give it a couple more games and that lame-ass article writer is going to write up a new article, Lightning playing poorly in protests of league's favoritism of Panthers. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be the Lightning's way of protesting, right? Yeah. Fantastic. Petrie he's not great, but I'm willing to give him a little bit of time because, number one, I don't have any choice anyway. But last year at this period of time, some of us weren't really thrilled with Nate Schmidt. So give him 20, 30 games. You know what I mean? And the difference with him missing Kulikov that's the problem. You know what I mean? Because Peachy was just kind of, just hide over there in the corner. Just don't do anything stupid. Let Kulikov run the pair. And so now with Balinskis there, every dynamic is blown up. The center depth is blown up. The defensive depth is blown up. The scoring depth, you don't got no Kachuk driving play. In some ways, you might look at it and say we're not doing so bad. Greer's a little bit inconsistent. He looked good. He's another guy that looked good in the playoffs, though. Honey Badger, the only information we got on the Sabrango guy is that he's apparently a pretty tough customer. They picked him up for a reason, I'm sure. I guess he's got visa issues. So, and, with Maurice, especially with a veteran player like Petrie, it's going to take a lot for Sabrango to break into the lineup unless he's going to take Balinskis out. And, Balinskis is one of those guys that's kind of been here, right? He's been here for both cups. He's filled in decently when we've needed him to. He's definitely not playing as well as he has in the past, but I just don't know what's going to need to happen for Maurice to actually make a change there. Frank says, there goes our chance of trading for Crosby. Last night was an opportunity to show Sid we're worthy, and we blew it. Pittsburgh looks pretty decent if their goaltending is going to hold up. One wild and crazy guy says, how are we losing games with no state taxes? It makes no sense. I didn't see them, Kazumi. He says, I don't know if Bruce Cassidy comments on Marchand are ignorant or just dumb. I did not see the comments. Hey, Paul, how you doing, bud? Says this team is very predictable. Afternoon games, automatic loss. Coming home from a long road trip, automatic loss. It's kind of true. True says, I watched the game after work last night in its entirety, and I think that we looked not bad. Jari was on point. Yeah, it was just a combination of, what was it, like 33-16 were the shots, and we lost by 2. You're not going to win a lot of games that way. You know what I mean? Oh, that's good, Colin. I got Waddle on my fantasy team. Bill says, imagine if Bennett would have signed with Toronto for 12/7. Leaf fans would have had a heart attack. Yeah, because Leaf fans only see him in the playoffs. They don't see regular season Sam Bennett. Yeah, scientist is asking if I think having Chucky back December-ish will have any boost. Yes. It's not going to fix the Barkov problem, but it will basically give us another Marchand. It'll give us 2 Marchands. So I'm going to assume Tkachuk is going to be locked and loaded and ready to go and look good and fresh, because he played with the injury, so you know what I mean. So with the surgery to repair it, I expect that he's going to be looking pretty good. Yeah, real. The Wings got dominated 7-2. Yeah, they shouldn't be chirping anybody, right? Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, Real says on the right side, everyone in the division that played last night besides Ottawa lost. Yeah, we didn't lose any ground. 3rd place. That's it. We don't want 4th because Montreal is going to win the division. So don't stick around with 4th. Take 3rd. Let Toronto run into Montreal in the first round. We don't want none of that action. I'm telling you, we don't want none of that. Samuel says, I missed the Bennett, Tkachuk, Samoskevich line sign. Yeah, and that might come back. When Tkachuk comes back, my assumption would be that we're going to be able to go Lundell, Luostarinen, Marchand, Bennett, Tkachuk, Samoskevich, and Rodriguez with Verhaeghe and Reinhart, and that should be pretty solid. We could get picky and want to upgrade over Rodriguez, but that's what we got. Zach, yeah, it might have been the 3rd and the 4th goal. Yeah, I don't remember the other one. If Kachuk's dad calls him soft again. Craig says, Benny's been trying to hit too much and definitely try and carry the puck where he shouldn't. That's been what I've been screaming about, is just dump it in, man. Just dump it in. And Bob been getting, yeah, we're not doing good in front of the net, True. We're getting bullied on both sides of the ice in front of the net. We don't have the desire to be physical at all. And I can understand that. Colby, I'm assuming they're going to put Tarasov in tomorrow because we play Tuesday and then we don't play again until Saturday. So if you play Bob unless you're going to play Bob all the games, I would assume you want to get Tarasov in. Because you don't want Bob sitting the whole week. You don't want to play him Saturday and then him not play until the following Saturday. So I suspect if Bob plays Saturday, that he's going to play Tuesday also. So I'm hoping that they give Tarasov. Bob don't need to see Vegas. We don't need to show Vegas Bobrovsky. Let them look at Tarasov. Comment says, you think put Bennett on the 3rd line and let him kind of get his groove back? Well, that's what Maurice did yesterday. That's what Maurice did yesterday. Zach says the 2 were the power play and the other one was the crazy back and forth one-timer where the D was standing still. Yeah. Yeah, that was the one where Forsling just kind of waved his magic wand and he's just standing there. I never seen it from Forsling. The guy's got to be absolutely gassed. Which is not good. Fantastic says, I think this team is going to need another Maurice pitching them to get their asses in gear. There seems to be a lack of intensity in every game they play. I would hold off. If Tkachuk comes back when they think he might, we're 2 months away. We're in 3rd place, right? I would save that bullet in the chamber. I hear what you're saying, Fantastic. But I would hold off on that bullet right now. If you can get away without using it and then get Tkachuk back, that's going to infuse the team with some energy, with some life. So I hear what you're saying, but if we get to game 20 and, if we fall out of a playoff spot, maybe. Well, yeah, Steven says, and perhaps the Atlantic isn't quite the powerhouse everyone thought it would be. I want to show you something that we looked at earlier on the stream, on the 7:00 stream. Wait till for those of you who were there, you know what I'm fixing to show you. But wait till you get a load of this. Okay, so here's the Atlantic. Here's the Atlantic. Every team in the Atlantic, with the exception of the Canadiens, has a negative goal differential. The Canadiens are +5, and everybody else has a negative goal differential. You go over to the Metro, the Rangers are at even, and everybody has a positive goal differential. Even last place Columbus and the Flyers sitting there at 7. So I cannot remember a time when I've seen a disparity like that, where it's just the entire Metro is positive and basically the entire Atlantic, except for Montreal, is negative. I saw that this morning, and I thought that was wild. Just scrolling to the bottom because I know I'm way behind. Yeah, Paul, we're missing the faceoffs for sure. Yeah, the faceoff percentages are not great. Vegas has a back-to-back with the Panthers. Saturday, Lightning, Sunday. So Tampa gets a little bit of a break there. Real says, Trey keeps saying we make the playoffs because the Metro sucks, but so far the Metro has been better than the Atlantic. I agree, Real. We need to be third place. Got to be third place. Simon, I'm doing good in the football pool. I'm 5-2. I'm 5-2. I'm doing it with smoke and mirrors, though. I keep winning games that I shouldn't because my opponents are having horrible games. So where are we? Cam wants to know, where are we on the cooked 1 to 10 scale? 5. It's a little early. You know what I mean? I want to give me another 10 games to see Verhaeghe, Reinhart, Bennett. No, I haven't watched it yet, True. Kazuma says, I feel like this team only shows up in the playoffs. Playoff Bob, playoff Bennett. Right. Maybe they should just bench them to the playoff. I mean, you got to make it, though. You got to get in, right? John says, some of our AHL guys are having very good starts. I hate the fact that they don't even get a chance when even our top guys are not performing. Right. I agree. He says, drop Bennett to the third line, swap Boquist with an AHLer. I'd love to see us play around with it a little bit, especially on the blue line. You know, I give Benning a shot, give Horvolka a shot. I'm not so sure Horvolka's ready, but Benning looked decent. I mean, he looked pretty good in the preseason. I know it's preseason, but yeah, I understand that, John. It's like, you know, now when I was watching Devine, he's got some skills, but he's got to put some weight on. He gets bodied off the puck a little bit too much. So I don't really know if swapping Devine and Boquist would really solve much because, you know, that's part of the thing that you'd be wanting is the physicality. I don't really know the forwards in the AHL that we have that are going to be really, you know, overly physical right now. But wouldn't mind having Horvolka out there. Give me a Horvolka Sabrango bottom pair for a game. I want to see that. That you okay, Kyle?
Yeah.
All right. Great White says, if we make the playoffs just because the other teams fell short on points, does that make us great or for making the playoffs or just lucky? Well, it depends. And what I mean by that is, you know, perspective. So if the team has the same attitude as we do, where it's just like, just stand up, just make the playoffs, then if they make the playoffs, then they have succeeded in what they set out to do. So if they are genuinely pacing themselves based on where they are in the standings and they're in the playoffs, then that would mean that, you know they have more in the gas tank, but they're saving it. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it anyway. Kazuma, okay, so you said what he said about Marchand. I saw him bawling his eyes out on TV. He's such a smack talker. He's going to hear about that on Saturday, Cassidy said after practice on Wednesday. Interesting. Huh. I suspect that Marchand can take that. Like Marchand doesn't. I can see that. I can see that being taken both ways. But I can. I think Marchand will probably chirp back. Yeah, Mike says, I know we lost, and I was super happy to see our team actually play with some energy. Yep. Once they went up 2-0, they turned the energy machine back on. That's for sure. Yeah, get him a MasterCard. Exactly, Real. We clearly aren't paying Colin Campbell enough. All right, scrolling back down to the bottom here. The chat is speeding, so I can't keep up. Apologize. Studnicka. Yeah, Studnicka I wouldn't mind giving him a shot. Yeah, swap Boquist and Studnicka. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, at least we didn't give up an empty net, right, Real? Kenneth says the Sharks passed the terrible Flames to get out of the basement. Sharks and Lightning have the exact same record now. Wow. That's one way to put it. Hey, Ruthless Sharky. Hey, you'll take it though, man. Just take it. Just take it. Aaron says Bennett needs to become a scrappy 3C for us in the time being. Our top six looked way better second part of the game when he got demoted. Mackey also needs to move up and play with Rhino. Well, so you want to move Hagee down? But the thing is, Bennett and Sam Miskevich play well together. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. One thing you know about Maurice, he ain't going to keep the lines the same for very long. You know what I mean? All right, Nick. Sure, we'll see you, bud. Greg says missing Barkov should also show the team needs for future drafts and AHL development for true centers and two-way play. Yep. Much in the same way Boston didn't really have an answer for Bergeron. You know, it's hard, right? Because those guys are picked in the top 5, top 3. You know what I mean? So it's tough to prepare, you know, to get a guy like that. Unless you're going to, you know, deal a guy and get that high of a pick. Yeah, the face-off percentage not been great. All right, let me come back down here. Hey, miserable Sabres fans. If the Maple Leafs have been playing bad lately, does that mean the Sabres win tonight? I hope so. I don't, because Toronto would skip us in the standings if they. So take care of them. Take care of them, Sabres fan. Is it ever safe to say the Sabres are going to win? I mean, not so bad now, right? The Sabres are 3-4. Let's see. They beat the Wings. Let's see. They've beaten the Wings, Panthers, and Senators, and they lost to the Rangers, Bruins, Avalanche, and Canadiens. So, I don't know, not the end of the world for the Sabres. Vincent says, how crazy must one be to expect a Buffalo win over fallen Leafs next day after Sharks bit the Rangers? Yeah, the Sabres are doing okay. As long as their goaltending holds up. Scientist says, I feel like we don't have any true first line, more like 2 second lines and 2 fourth lines. Well, we don't have a genuine top line. And that's no disrespect to Lundell, but and then when you get into, you know, Luosterainen, it's they're capable, but it's not going to be scoring a ton. Hey, Dark Charge. Yeah, good game last night. It was a good game. Every time we came back, it was a pain in the ass. You guys were ahead by 2-3 times, right? Because it was 2-0, 3-1, 4-2. And then every time we'd come back and cut the damn deficit, the puck was in the back of our net before we could blink again. So Penguins look good. Jari's been out of his mind. Jari was absolutely crazy. We'll be okay. All right. The only, like I said, if I'm just not going to worry about it anymore. Marchand's 37. So if he continues to have this level of energy, then I don't know where, but okay, right? But he's leading the team and he's carrying the team at this point. It's just not even close. Yeah, real. We definitely only have 2 second lines right now. The problem is our best line is 37-year-old Marchand, Lundell, and Yitu, who's the third liner who can only score when he's with Marchand. What a difference Marchand makes in that kid. I don't know what it is, but he gives him so much confidence, and it could work out to our benefit because Luosterainen's going to need a contract and Marchand's going to be here. So, there's that. Hey, Devils Reaper. Yeah, the Devils get the lucky and they get the Sharks on the back-to-back. You're not going to go easy on. Hey, David, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, the Devils are going to want to win that game. Right? The Devils are in first place. 12. Devils are 6-1, Hurricanes 6-1, Penguins 6-2, Capitals 5-2. And then you go over to the Atlantic, and there's 2 teams above 500. That's it. What a crazy, But it's like with Toronto. You lose Marner, and I know they feel like they got some decent guys to replace them, but you don't just replace a guy with that many points and just, without a good player, without some production that can match. I don't know what they were thinking. Great White says, Knights, Ducks, or Dallas? When do we get the next 2 points? We're going to beat Vegas, right? We're going to beat Vegas. And then we'll lose to the Ducks. We haven't had an overtime game yet. That's the crazy thing with all these close games. No overtime yet at all. Very, very surprising. You would have thought that even in our struggles, we would have been getting some of these games to overtime. So that's kind of disappointing. But yeah, we'll probably beat Vegas, just because we shouldn't. If they can get the offense going, but it'll be interesting to see what Petrie and Balinskis look like against the Knights. Oh, God. That's a little bit of an issue there. We'll see. No. Vincent says Marchand compliments him out of his mind, so he's happy to play with Papa. Yeah. Hey, whatever it takes, man, right? The pass from Luosterainen behind the net to Marchand on that second goal that Marchand had, thing of beauty. Hey, Caden Surge. Yeah, last night was a good win for the Canes and love the Whalers jerseys. Yeah, it's pretty cool that they did that. I know some people weren't really thrilled about that, but I like them. I thought they were pretty cool. Uncle Marchie, yeah. Then there's some teams that are playing exactly as we would expect. What's Bubba's numbers now? What is his numbers now? After last night, he had been pretty solid. Oh, geez. So last night brought Bobrovsky's save percentage all the way down to 893. Damn, and he had been like 919 or something. So in the games, his save percentage has been 895, then 950, 929, 913, 903, 903, And then 7:06 yesterday. Good grief. I guess it was 5 goals on 17 shots they have here. I thought it was 16, but I guess they added one and gave him 17 to help. His 5 on 16 might have been below 700. It's early in the season, though. You know what I mean? Last night was really his only game he gave up more than 3 goals. So we got to do a little bit better in front of the net for him, man. He was left alone out to dry. Canes, yeah, the regular season you guys are fine, and then the playoffs come, and, well, 2 of the last 3 years, if you didn't run into the Panthers, who knows, right? David says, so tough game last night, but only because Crosby's selling his soul to Satan on a nightly basis. Real says, we'll beat Vegas. Marner will see Marchand coming for him, have playoff flashbacks, and put it into his own net. How's Marner doing over there in Vegas? How's he doing? I haven't heard a whole lot of noise. Let's see. He's doing all right. He's got 2 goals and 8 assists for 10 points in 7 games. So he's doing what he does. He's yanking up the assists with a goal every so often. +9. So he's pretty much being himself. So that's good for them. His time on ice is the same. Shot percentage. Boy, his shot percentage over his career he's never had a season with a shot percentage less than 10. And his career is 13.3. I mean, the last several years have been 15.6, 15.3, 16.5. That's insane. Yeah, Knight is at 937. Yeah. Yeah, David says we had a ridiculous number of high scoring chances last night that didn't go in, and all of theirs went in, right? Hey, Omega Fish. Yeah, Utah looking good. Mammoth are looking decent. They're in a spot right now, I believe. I mean, I know it's early, but yeah, they're in second place. They got 12 points. They're 6-2. Jeez, there's so many teams that are in playoff spots right now. I mean, the Pacific, it don't even look real. The Pacific is Knights, Kraken, Ducks. I mean, I know it's early, but for crying out loud. Don't pull your mammoth too much or you go blind. David. Oh, my God. Oh, no wonder the channel gets flagged as NC-17. That's okay. All right. So my daughter's going to be here soon. We're going to the haunted house, the Devil's Playground tonight. So that's going to be fun. I can take some pictures outside, but they don't let you, they don't let you bring you can't bring your phone in, I guess, right? Yeah. But they don't, you can't film inside. So can't do nothing about that. No, David, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. No. You'd be surprised, David. YouTube, they got some funky rules with the things that people say. During the live streams, when I look and I see like chat that gets held in for review, they put things in review, and sometimes it's just it's not even curse words. It's really, really odd. Hey, Islanders, how you doing, bud? Where are you guys hanging out these days? Last place? No, not so bad. Look at that. You guys got you're the same. You got more points to the same number of points as the Panthers. What am I talking about? Last place. Jeez. That goes to show you, man. I'm thinking that the Isles didn't start off so good. Yeah, they won 4 in a row. Yeah, so that's good. It's going to be a dogfight in the Atlantic this year. That's for sure. The Devil lives there? Yeah. It's called Devil's Playground. It's pretty cool. it's expensive as hell. It's $45 a person, but it's like 5 different attractions that just all stack on one another. My daughter's been to like the Busch Gardens ones and Universals, and she says this is at least as good, if not better. So it's not a small operation. They've got, it's on a big farm, and it's inside these giant buildings that are, decked out to look like there's one house that's like the House of Horror, where they cut up body parts, and then there's the barn of torture, and then there's the corn maze where they chase you with chainsaws, and there's a clown thing where you have to go through this whole long thing full of clowns. Yeah, we have a great time with it. It's a lot of fun. You thought he was in Jersey. Fisherman says, I didn't have Islanders scoring 7 goals against the Wings last night. Yeah, but you'll take it. So Great White wants to know, excluding the Panthers, who I think has the coolest logo in the NHL. Well, I can't say the Coyotes anymore, can I? Damn it. So since I can't say the Coyotes anymore, I had to give that one some thought. The Penguins logo is pretty cool. Penguins logo is pretty cool. You know what I mean? I can't pick Vegas because no, that's not going to happen. Let me think here. Let me look at the teams and see. I mean, Pittsburgh is the one that's off the top of my head. Definitely in the East, Pittsburgh. The Mammoth are pretty cool. Sharks are pretty cool. I think for me it's Pittsburgh. I would say I think Pittsburgh. Hey Silva, yeah, great games last night. Panthers excluded, right? Is Kyle satanic? No, Stacy. No, it's just a haunted house attraction. No. We've been going there since we moved into this house, so I guess this will be our 11th year. Jeez, getting old. Ken, if you like the Minnesota Wild logo, yeah. Yeah, they have some decent food options, Craig. What do they got? We go after, I think the funnel cakes and stuff like that. Typical stuff. So Craig says Sharks, Mammoth, Kraken. Yeah, that's a good question. Fatality, yeah, you like the Blackhawks. That makes sense. Mike says, no, the Penguins logo is not cool at all. I like Penguins. I don't know what to say. Vincent likes Detroit. What are you asking, Simon? Let's see, in the Panthers division for the NHL, is your opinion any decent surprises? Simon, it's all surprises right now. It's all surprises right now, man. To be honest with you, I can't pick it. I mean, I picked all the same teams to make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference, and I think that's clearly not going to happen. I think there's definitely going to be some fresh blood. You can't pick it now because I mean, like I said, Avalanche, Mammoth, Jets, Blackhawks, Knights, Kraken, Ducks, Oilers. Those are the playoff teams. In the Western Conference, if the playoffs started today, Avalanche, Mammoth, Jets, Blackhawks, Knights, Kraken, Ducks, Oilers. And right on their heels are the Canucks, Kings, and Preds. So who knows? Who knows? Yeah, appreciate that, Blackhawks. Much appreciated. What did Silver say? Did I miss something? Yeah, okay, yeah. Silver says Canucks in the playoffs. I didn't pick them. Did I not pick them? I forget. I forget what I picked. I don't know. We'll look back. Well, I'll have to look back towards the end of the year. We'll see. I know I picked did I pick? I don't know if in my season preview I picked Montreal to win the division or not. I think I might have still given it to Toronto. I don't know. Montreal looks good. I know they. Oh, and by the way, did anybody watch the Montreal Edmonton game last night? And because I've seen all the Montreal players and fans and the coach just completely, throwing the refs under the bus to the point where Caulfield even said, good on the refs for winning the game. When I was watching the highlights, I haven't found yet the actual penalties. Did anybody watch that game, and was it as bad as people are making it out to be? Yeah, Nazar and Donato have been great. Nazar especially, yeah. Hey, thank you, Craig. Hit that like button. So I don't know, but they're my second team. Been enjoying their drama because their cats are so successful. Hopefully they turn it around this season. It's a long year, right? It's a long year. So we'll be okay. Track it on. There was something else I wanted to look at. Yeah, that was right. I wanted to see if anybody else had watched that Montreal-Edmonton game. Dark says, I respect the Penguins logo, the amount of cups we win. Right. Yeah, exactly. Once you win the cups with that logo, you can't kind of change the logo. Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. No, I like the Penguins logo. It is what it is. But I always like the Pittsburgh colors, the Steelers, the old Pirates uniforms in baseball. Those were great. Kenneth says there was a hit from behind, kind of soft. Then they got scored on. Habs player got penalty for shooting the puck down the ice. Yeah, that's the one that they seem to all be complaining about, saying that basically, well, hockey guy said it should have just been 10 minutes so that it wouldn't have been a power play. And Kenneth says players do that all the time with no call. Yeah, especially Ekblad. Ekblad, if it's a goal like that, he'll yank it right out. Fisherman says, when we had the Fisherman logo for the Islanders, we almost riot. We hate that logo. Yep. No, the old Kachina, the Coyotes logo. That's the only logo I like on the par with the Leaping Cat. Do I have the Leaping Cat in here? Do I have? Well, you can't see it in this camera, but the one that's in the window here. Yeah, exactly, Kenneth. Players do that all the time. No call. I don't know. I was wild because Caulfield actually said, he's got to get fined, I'm sure. And then somebody said, Martin St. Louis said something too, but it was in French and I couldn't get a translation. Yeah, Spencer Knight's helmet's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Craig. The Beezer pick. Yeah, you're right. Good find. That's actually that's a November 1996. That's a Breakaway magazine. That's one of the magazines that they would give up. I still got these here from when I showed them to you during the preseason. That's the 97 opening playoffs. Look at that. Huh? Screw AI. Look at that. They should have made shirts when we won the cup, but with the Panther holding the cup that way. They should have made some merch like this. That would have been awesome. So it says, all right, well, positives from last night. Sam Miskevich got 2 apples and Rhino hit the back of the net. Yeah, he missed a couple times too. He should have had 3. He missed the open net a couple of times. Vincent says they can't find him. He's a saint and alive. Good point. Good point. Silva says negatives is literally everything else. Oh, no. I'll disagree there, but hear me out. So Maurice moved Bennett down and moved Rodriguez up. So that at least means that Maurice is aware. He's aware. Castle Siege, yeah. The Stars aren't looking all that good. I mean, it's early. It's early. Where are you guys? Yeah, I mean 7 points, right? It's early. Nobody in the West except for the Flames and Sharks have been playing themselves out of a playoff spot. Like the Kings have 8 points, and 10 gets you in, 9 gets you in, and Kings are in next to last place. You got the Sharks and Flames. Everybody else is still in play. So it's just a lot of mid. I mean, there's just a lot of mid teams. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams that are more than 2 games over 500. I mean, there's 4 and 3, 3 and 4, 3 and 3 and 1, 3 and 3, 3 and 6, 3 and 4, 3, 4 and 1, 3, 3 and 1. It's just, everybody's just mid in the Central. The whole last 4, 3, 3 and 2, 3, 3 and 1, 3, 3 and 1, 3, 4 and 1. The Pacific, 4, 3 and 1, 4 and 4, 3 and 3. There's just so much mid going on right now. It'll eventually start to separate it out. Great White. Yeah, I know what you meant, Castle. Yeah. I know what you meant. Well, I saw your Dallas logo. So the old Penguin. Well, let's look at the Penguins logo. The Nick from Twisted Wrister probably has a video. It's a tough call, man. I like the ones with the stick and without the stick. Let me see. Can I do this? Is this picture going to take me to where I want? Yeah, I'll share that page. Hold on a second. So, I mean, it's not like a lot of differences here, right? It's weird. This logo here reminded me of the logo for the Disney ride If You Had Wings. I don't know why. That ride was a ride when I was when I was a little kid. I don't care for these. I mean, these two are practically the same. Are they the same? Is there really any difference between these two, or do they just bring the old one back? I would say this one. But 72 to 92, that looks the same, right? Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it just looks like they brought back the same old logo. You call that logo in 92 Robo Penguin? Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Kenneth says Jaws 116-point prediction might be off. Damn it, I forgot about that. Kenneth. Yeah, you're right. So what am I trying to say? Talk to text. What it says, besides Panther logo, the new one, which is the best, have always been. Yeah, you like partial to the jersey logo. Yeah, the Devils got a good logo. I don't know. I like the Pittsburgh colors. Maybe because I'm colorblind. So like the black and the gold and the black and the yellow, it's like it pops more to me, because like anything with like blues and reds and greens and stuff, it doesn't look as crisp to me. But black and gold or black and yellow, my eyes see that, just fine. So maybe that's why. Because I've always liked the Pittsburgh colors. Hey, Deadly Flame says, I stay Cope forever and hope we play the Jets next. I don't like what's coming for us. I'm sorry, man. I mean, the Flames have 13 goals in 8 games. And to make it worse, they've allowed 29 goals in 8 games. I mean, it is just an abomination. What is going on in Calgary? I thought they were building towards something. Chicken Doodles. Did I see the pink in the rink jersey? No. What's that? What's that? What is that? Is it a new, what is pink in the rink? Special edition jerseys worn by sport teams that raise awareness for breast. Oh, so that's like the, is there a new one? There's something from NHL.com 7 days ago. Oh, so that's actually the Vegas game is pink in the rink. So, but I don't see the jersey. I'm looking at the Panthers website. I don't see the jersey. That's the game tomorrow. They're not showing me the jersey, unfortunately. You saw it on Instagram. It might be on Twitter. It's on the Panthers social. Let me see. If I'm logged in, let me look. They didn't put it on this stinking website. Let me see if I can log in. Kyle always logs me out on this one. Probably going to need a phone for, no? Okay. Let me see. Here we go. I still wait for them to follow me back. Come on, Panthers. They're following 2,762 people. Oh, here we go. Is this what it is? Wow, that's cool. Okay, let me share that. That's pretty cool. Hold on. Well, I'm getting hungry. I need to eat some lunch. That's pretty cool. Is that my daughter getting here? No. Okay. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for bringing that to my attention. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Super Mario. Yeah, Super Mario. I was doing some research on him a couple of months ago. There might be a video coming out at some point. Big Bird Penguins was the best. Yeah. Mike says, if you're colorblind, doesn't that make you ineligible to have an opinion on logos? Maybe. I like the Kachina one. Isn't that pretty colorful, though? It puts me in a different category of opinions, right? It puts me in a different category of opinions. Yeah, Lemieux, man, he had a tough time. He had a good career, though, but he had a little bit of a tough time. So, all right, I got to roll. My daughter's going to be here any minute. I just got the text. The jersey color goes with the pink. There you go. Thank you all for hanging out. Yeah, we're ready for hey, Fireborn. We're going to win tomorrow. We're going to beat you guys tomorrow. No, I won't put any money on it. Chicken Doodles. I'm also colorblind. I get an opinion on logos. All right, everybody. Appreciate all of the support. Check out the video I put out earlier. There's a highlight from yesterday's noon stream where I did the Jostradamus thing just a little bit again. I said something on yesterday's stream that exactly happened. So if you didn't watch the video, check it out. Give it some love. Give it some hype. Give that video that I put out this morning. I don't ask for this. I want to see if you guys hype that video. I want to see if it makes a difference. Because in the first few hours, it hasn't gotten a lot of views because it's the Sharks video, so it's not my normal thing. So do me a favor and go to that video, the one I put out about the Sharks beating the Rangers, and just a couple of you hype it. I want to see if that makes any difference. Yeah, thanks, Sharky. Yeah. All right, gotta roll. Appreciate all the support. I'll see you mañana.